everybody. As the president of the Board of Trustees of Normal Public Library, I've determined it is prudent to meet virtually due to COVID-19. So thank everyone for being here tonight. JD, as secretary, would you please do the roll call?
I will. Jess Ray.
Present.
Terry Lindbergh.
Here.
Jim Rogal.
Jim, I think you're on mute.
Were you? Yeah. No? There we go. J.D. Davis, present. Caitlin Trunnell.
Here.
Aaron Ripley Guitaric.
Here.
Pam Lewis.
Here.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Quick review of the agenda. Are there any suggested corrections or additions? Okay, hearing none, going to move to approval of the minutes of the previous meeting. Would someone like to move to approve the last minutes?
Move to approve.
Jim moves. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Caitlin. Caitlin seconds. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Oh, well, I guess we have to do the roll call. I'm sorry.
Okay. Jess Ray.
Aye.
Terry Lindbergh.
Aye.
Jim Rogal.
Aye.
J.D. Davis. Aye. Caitlin Trunnell.
Aye.
Aaron Ripley Guitaric.
Aye.
Pam Lewis.
Aye.
Okay, motion passes unanimously. Thank you, everyone. We also need to do our approval of expenditures as an action item. Would someone like to move to approve the expenditures?
I will move to approve expenditures of, let me find it here, $29,953.90 and 2 pay periods totaling $145,482.52.
Thank you, Caitlin.
Do we need to drop down to approve the $40,421.81? Because it's the you gotta do
sorry,
the,
I read the wrong line.
No, you're
$40,421.81.
That friendly correction there. So, any discussion on this item? Okay, hearing none, would you call the roll, please, JD?
Did we get a second? Who was the second?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. Do we have a second? Thank you, Aaron. Aaron is the second.
Let me get that real quick. All right. Jess Ray.
Aye.
Terry Lindbergh.
Yes.
Jim Rogal.
Yes.
J.D. Davis. Yes. Caitlin Trunnell.
Yes.
Aaron Ripley Guitaric.
Yes.
Pam Lewis.
Yes.
Okay, we'll go into now the President's report. Just a couple of items. Reminder, we need to do our statement of economic interest, which is due May 1st. Please don't forget that. That does have some very negative consequences should you forget. Also, the ALA election is coming up here. If you haven't had an opportunity, you can participate in that. And of course, we are currently undergoing local elections and very excited about that. And of course, because we have folks on the library board up for election. So that is what I have. Oh, and I, of course, would like to thank the library staff for all that they do and continue to do on behalf of the patrons of Normal Public Library. So thank you all very much. And that ends my comments for the report for the evening. Public comment, when we last checked, we had no one scheduled for public comment. So I believe that we don't have anyone still, correct? Okay, moving on to the library director's report. Brian, enlighten us and let us know that which we need to know.
All right, I will do so. Staff are doing a great job as always. We're definitely getting busier in terms of the number of patrons in the building, and it seems there's just kind of a greater level of comfort. Very slowly but surely, we're heading in the right direction. That's how it feels in the library, so that's good. Let's see, I'll just go through my report here quickly. A lot of things in motion and some paused beyond our control, but plenty to do still. The restroom door project, the restroom project, waiting on one small piece to go in for the door. They're mostly done, but we really, really look forward to having that all the way done. So Related to that, we had some work done on the small exterior storage area just north of the north entry. That project is almost complete too. That'll help the restroom walls as well as the area below it too. So not a very exciting project in terms of what everyone can see and enjoy, but it's an important project for our facility. Implementation plan is almost done. We have a good process going on there. We're working on core values for the organization as well. The budget was approved on March 1st, so that's good. It's nice to have that final approval for the budget. We're certainly tight, going into the new fiscal year begins tomorrow, but we're in fine shape, I think. And we have some flexibility in there. Digital network access grant, we're paused there because some difficulty getting Ethernet run in the ceiling, as I shared with you earlier. So a big project coming there prior to getting the Wi-Fi updated, but moving that along as we can. Same with the Amarin grant, on hold because of some ceiling issues. The audit contract is in the packet for your consideration tonight. Just a reminder, the way that works is the same firm does the Town of Normal, the Children's Discovery Museum Foundation, Normal Public Library, and Normal Public Library Foundation. So it's all in the same system, so that is an efficient way to go about that, and it helps with pricing, obviously. Last time we talked a little bit about website improvements. So we learned that we need to transition up 2 full steps from Drupal 7 to Drupal 9, and for a variety of reasons, this probably won't actually take place until late summer, early fall. So we can make some minor adjustments now, but we're now planning for stepping back and a more significant improvement to our website. So we'll be talking about that more in the future. Excuse me, but we are kind of on hold again until we can get the site fully updated in terms of the infrastructure of it. The ongoing book sale is going really well. We've had some really great days of sales here and there, so that's great. And we're talking about how to, as we prepare to open up more space, throughout the library, how can we shrink that down to a size that makes sense? We can still utilize the cafe space, but offer a meaningful ongoing sales. So we have some ideas there. And congratulations to 2 longtime staff members, Karen Doris and Pat Willard, both retired recently, and Karen was here 29 years, and then Pat for 14. And they both were in the children's office doing processing and cataloging and ordering. So internally, we're making some changes there, trying to figure out how we can, structure ourselves in the best way moving forward, and have some good opportunities for staff to learn new things at the moment. And Jennifer Williams is doing a really good job guiding the staff there and making that transition. So we're learning as we go before we post any positions, and we have a number of positions to post, in this fiscal year, definitely. So that is it, unless there are any questions. Pam?
Pam.
Can you tell me how when we upgrade the website, what kind of improvements are we talking about?
More than anything, just simplifying it. So there are several examples that we've looked at. Library Market is the vendor that we use for our website, and they are library-specific website builders, which is important because there's a lot of integration in a library website. So a lot of our patrons might think that once they get into the catalog, that's our website, but that's not our website. That is a third-party element that we don't really have any control over. So when we talk about our website, we're talking about anything outside of searching for an item. So looking for content about the library, the calendar, registering for events, things like that. So we did the big University of Michigan study, and we found basically users of our site go to search for items, which again, we can't do a lot there. We can do a little there. They check their account. That's tied into the same integrated library system, and they look at the calendar. So those are the 3 main areas. We'll highlight digital content more, I'm sure, as part of this, and make sure that we have all the content there that we need. We're doing a content audit right now in preparation for this, so having different staff go through and look at every page, evaluate the content, make sure it's current, up to date, makes sense. So that's what we're doing in preparation for the website change.
Will there be an opportunity to use more photography?
Yeah, we can.
I hope so. I mean,
Yeah,
to make it more colorful and more engaging.
sure. Yeah, absolutely. We've talked
Thank
about
you.
video. We've gone back and forth on video. You know, it's it makes sense. We want to do it well. You know, so that's a question mark. It's to what extent do we use video?
Is there an opportunity for, and some websites do this, for it to remember, let's say, my PIN number, my identity and PIN, if I say remember me,
I'm not
instead of
certain.
type it in every time?
Yeah, I'm not certain. I can
Okay.
I can ask.
I believe Terry had some questions as well.
Apparently everybody but me knows what Drupal is.
Oh, so Drupal is just a platform for web design.
Okay.
Or something you need to take a cat to the vet for.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Brian? All right, we'll go ahead and move to the next item on the agenda. Pam, anything that you want to update on the foundation report?
Brian's got information, but there is going to be and this is part of a bigger fundraiser, but we are making Facebook entreaties for people to, what's the name of the campaign? Is it support the library? Is it?
Library Giving Day.
Right.
Yeah, and our foundation development coordinator stretched it into Library Giving Week, and I can email out information with some additional details there. It's kind of a passive opportunity. I think it takes place during National Library Week, so it's just a nice reminder, just a good communication, I think, with those who support the foundation, just to let them know it's happening. And there will be a Jason's Deli fundraiser on that Thursday, which is
April 8th from 5 to 9, and I think 15% of a purchase will go to the foundation. And
yeah, we'll be promoting those opportunities through our social media, et cetera, and I can send information directly to the board as well.
Excellent. Anything else on that? Next on our agenda is Library Advocacy Report, of which we don't have one this evening, but Caitlin, I believe you agreed to help with the advocacy, not to put you on the spot in front of everybody right now, which I just did, but that was my memory. Is that still correct?
Yes, I'd really like to see it get started. So if anybody else wants to join me on helping get it started, or maybe one of the new people who gets elected soon would be interested in helping.
I certainly see it as a wonderful opportunity for someone who's new to the board to really have an opportunity to engage early. Sometimes that's difficult when someone comes in, but or even more than one. I know we have to be careful about how many people we have because of making sure that we stay within meeting act and things like that. But I want to thank Caitlin for willing to step up, and thank you. Your willingness is greatly appreciated.
I'll happily help. I have lots of ideas.
That's great. I look forward to talking about them.
Thank you.
Brian's really not a fan of libraries. Don't want that. Next on our agenda, we have under new business. Brian did mention this about the audit contract. This is sort of piggybacking with what the town has. With that in mind, Brian, anything else before a call for action here? Is there anything else you want to add to that?
I don't think so. The foundation, the NPL Foundation, already approved their portion of this, as did the town. And in my report, it shows the costs, and there is one variable cost for a single audit if required. So just a reminder, this is for the next 2 fiscal years, so ending fiscal year that starts tomorrow, and then the following fiscal year. So a 2-year extension, and the cost for next year is $4,846. The cost for the following year is $4,967. That's factoring in the single audit, assuming it has to happen. That only does take place if there is grant revenue greater than $750,000 for all things combined. So it's been a good process. We've used this firm the last few years, and it makes great sense to complete our audit with the town.
With that in mind, would someone like to make an action on that we accept the audit contract? Terry motions.
Motion, we approve the contract, audit contract with Lauterbach and Amen LLP for the next 2 years, and the amount stated in the letter provided.
Thank you, Terry. Pam is a second. Thank you very much. Any further discussion on this item needed? If not, JD, would you be so kind as to do the roll call vote?
Jess Ray.
Yeah.
Terry Lindberg.
Yes.
Jim Rogal.
Yes.
JD Davis, yes. Caitlin Trunnell.
Yes.
Aaron Ripley Guitaric.
Yes.
Pam Lewis.
Yes.
Okay, that appears to be unanimous. Thank you all very much. Brian, we are now going to be able to be audited and show that we are good stewards.
Thank you.
So next up on our new business, which is really, I guess, reoccurring rather than new business, but there's often new things to it. Anything on our COVID-19, any updates that we need to share with the group?
I think, again, staff are doing a great job. Patrons are abiding by our rules, so that's so helpful. Working really well. A lot of curbside deliveries still happening, which is great. Home delivery as well. As I mentioned, we're steadily getting busier. It is very tricky, just like anywhere else. We're watching the numbers, obviously, and making sure that we stay in a good situation. Since we last met, there's been some opportunities for staff to be eligible for vaccines or vaccinations. So they've appreciated that. And that's opened up a little more, even more recently too, in town. So that's good. So definitely a comfort. That helps staff feel more comfortable, which is good and important. So, but again, we just continue to try to balance keeping staff safe and keeping patrons safe and offering the right scope of services. Some libraries are pushing out more services, relaxing restrictions. We feel good, just really continuing as we are right now. We feel that that's a reasonable, safe level of service that we can provide. So we plan to keep doing that. I've been in a variety of conversations asking, can we reserve spaces in the library? Can we, meet there, et-cetera? We're not even planning our own programming here yet, so that will be a while, I think, frankly. So, we'll just use the best information available and plan accordingly. But we want to definitely, we've made it this far. We want to continue to keep everyone safe and make good decisions. So, if you hear of any suggestions or anything, or complaints, etc., please let me know. I'm happy to chat with anyone and explain, why we're continuing as we are. If you have any complaints that I'm aware of, we've had slightly reduced hours. The patrons seem to be very, very understanding and very happy just to be able to come in and use the library. So we want to continue that as much as we can.
Does anybody have any questions for Brian on anything COVID related? Caitlin, yes.
I was just curious if you were doing any sort of voluntary tracking on how many of the staff were being able to get vaccinated, or if you had any idea if that was something that was popular amongst the staff or not as popular.
I can, with no scientific data, I can tell you that there's been a very positive response to the opportunities to be eligible for vaccinations, but we are not formally tracking anyway.
Okay, thanks.
On a semi-COVID-19 related issue, I did get my vaccination, my first one last week at the Grosinger Arena, and I was very pleased with the service provided by the Illinois National Guard that was there. They were doing an amazing job, and I can't say enough wonderful things about the people who were there. So kudos that we have that available to us in our community. And for those who have the ability to, it's a good place to go and get your shot. Anything else on COVID-19? All right, I believe our next item is an action item. It is once again time to go into executive session for the 6-month review, approval of executive session minutes under section 2C21. That is an action item. Would someone like to move that we do so? And don't all say it once. Jim, would you like to move that we do so?
I'd like to move that we move to executive session.
All right, first, you want to put the full in there?
Full thing, 6-month review, approval of executive session minutes, section 2C21.
Thank you. Do we have a second? Thank you, Aaron. Aaron had hers up first. So we have that and that. So now I believe it is a roll call vote and then a roll call. And then more roll calls and then some more roll calls. There's a lot of roll calls. JD, you're on mute, so...
Yes, there are a lot of roll calls coming up because it is an action item. So we'll go in and then we'll come out and vote. So, all right, entry roll call, Jess Ray.
Here.
Terry Lindbergh.
Yes.
Jim Rugel. Yeah? Did I hear you? I'm so sorry. JD Davis, present. Caitlin Trummel.
Here.
Aaron Ripley Guitaric.
Here.
Pam Lewis.
Here.
Okay.
So just a reminder, there is a slight delay. So John will let us know, Jess, when it's
completed our executive session, and we are now coming out of executive session and now need to do the roll calls. JD?
We need to prove that we made it out. Jess Ray.
Present.
Terry Lindberg.
Present.
Jim Rogal.
Present.
JD Davis, present. Caitlin Trunnell.
Present.
Aaron Ripley Guitaric.
Present.
Pam Lewis.
Present.
Okay, so then I move to approve the 6-month review approval of executive session minutes, section 2C21, to not release those minutes to the public.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Aaron. Aaron is our second. Please call the roll, JD. Or the vote, I should say.
All right, Jess Ray,
Aye.
Terry Lindberg,
Aye.
Jim Rogal.
Aye.
JD Davis, aye. Caitlin Trunnell,
Aye.
Aaron Ripley Guitaric.
Aye.
Pam Lewis.
Aye.
And the ayes have it. All right. Okay, we'll go ahead and move on to our next item on the agenda. Do we have any unfinished business? I don't believe we do, but just double checking. Okay. Do we have any suggested items for our next agenda? Okay, not hearing any. Moving on. Just a reminder, our next meeting date is April 28th, 2021. That is our next regular meeting, which I believe will be the seating of the new members. And is that, and I apologize, Terry and Pam, is that your last meeting, or is that, yeah.
Yeah, so you have up to 60 days to seat the newly elected trustees, and historically, this board has had the final meeting for the current trustees be the April meeting, and then following that, the newly elected trustees will be sworn in, and their first meeting will be the May meeting.
Thank you. I was getting that confused in my head, even though you and I had talked about that prior. Okay, so Terry, Pam, you got one more. Congratulations. And anything else about the next meeting? Everyone can make it still.
The election. So that'll be the next meeting agenda too, is the election of position.
Yeah. Well, that will be
May.
Is that May?
That's
Okay.
May. Because we'll have the new folks actually sworn in and seated at that point in time.
I've got another month to convince you, is what you're saying. Okay, good.
There you go. There you go.
JD does an excellent job as secretary. I just like to throw that in.
Hold on, I gotta mute. Okay, we're good.
So, well, with that, I believe we've actually made exceptionally good time tonight.
Yeah.
6:01, so no one can say that we have not been efficient this evening. So I want to thank everyone and say we're adjourned. Thanks everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Have a good night, all.